Okay, so we are going to start this. I'm going to download this planting plan. I already have the X reference downloaded if you'll need to download that. Okay, I'm going to open all that to make sure I get all my files properly associated. So let's go here, here, here. I'll go to my title block. I thought I had it. Oh, there it is. In the wrong place, but I do have it. Okay, boom. Great, so that's what we should see to start this thing. Okay, and we're going to modify this. We're actually going to create a separate sheet, and you'll see that for our planting details, but we're going to copy similar conventions, and we're also going to use the automatic scheduling function of land effects in addition to using the details that come with it instead of copying these details. You can create custom details and you can modify, of course, but I just want to show you how to plug in these basic details for this. So what we are going to do first, and I'm just going to use this as references, me REA. Okay, that's better. Okay. What I want to do is basically open up this project, and I've already added plants to this, and you all should have access. We're all using the same cloud. But I'm going to my FX admin site and open up my project manager. It should be associated with Coach's Corner, and then I have planting plan and planting details. I'm going to go into my planting, and you should have all the plants already here. If not, and for your own projects, this is where you would add plants. So in order to add plants, and we'll just add one, I'll go here. You have categories, trees, shrubs, or shrub areas. You can query. You can query by sounds like. They have both common and scientific name, and there's tons of different varieties in here. It really is a pretty extensive list. So we'll just grab. And we're in trees. Let's grab, I don't know, why not? And we would add this to the project, and it's added to our project. You need to add plants to the project in order to use the tools, in order to run the schedules and to add them and do all the cool things you can do with it. Okay. So you should have these plants already added in this project that you're connected to. If not, add each of these plants. We're going to have the Acer rubrum autumn flame, the forest pansy, the Ilex opaca, the magnolia grandiflora, Quercus palustris, that's that pin oak, and then we have this Kay's early hope, redbud, and then I just added this just kind of practice to demonstrate. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to start placing these things, and when I place them, they'll automatically put them on the appropriate layer, which is great. So I'm looking at this PL. And it's a prune up, so I'm looking like I need to add a plant actually. So I'm actually going to delete this one from this, and yes, I'm going to add a. Oh, that's just under shrubs. I'm sorry, I still don't want it in there though. So these are generated in different categories. So this is going to be considered a shrub. So I have my prunuses here, and that's why it didn't appear. So for my PLs, and that's what this is, I'm going to drop in these prunus. So then I'm going to say place. Now, in order to set the appropriate size of this, what I can do is come in here to this symbol. You should know what your size of the plants are going to be for this, because I'm copying this or I'm drafting this plan. I'm going to measure that over. It looks about 4.3 at its widest point. So when I go to my my Prunus, I can go to Edit, and I can change that. I can make that 4.3 to be more accurate. You also can pick the color component. We're just worrying about the 2D symbology right now, and also what the SketchUp looks like. But I'm going to say that for now, and it'll update that. And then when I place this, it should fit. Boom. So I'm going to go ahead and drop these in. I believe it's 7 of those. I just want to make sure that's correct. Here, cool. That's another PL. 1, 2, 3. And then what's that? It's RH's. PL's over here though. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think that's, nope, got some more. Got some more of those. You got this one here, because those trees are going to go away eventually. And I got some more here. Oh. It's that last one. I just want to move it. Oops. There you go. All right, and then I need to put in these Cerasus candidates. I'm gonna put these new ones in, even though we're actually using 2. We'll just note that, but I'm gonna put in some Cerasus. So these are those trees again. And these are actually under, so instead of having it under existing trees, I'm going to add it again. I'm going to add it, it is a forest pansy, so I believe they noted it to make sure it's the same tree. So they have K's early hope anyway, so these are going to be different. So I've already set the appropriate size for these in this plant. If not, you'll edit that, and I believe I made this one, if you had to create your own plants, 12 feet. You can pick your own plant symbology if you had to pick your 2D symbol as well. And just to demonstrate that, I would go edit and click here, and you can pick what you want. It'll show you the ones that are being used currently in your drawing, which is good. So then I'll say OK, and I'm gonna place those. These are K's early help, so I'm gonna place these, and it looks like all of those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, 3. And it looks like we have some here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, awesome. So I have those. What else do I need? I need these RHs, what I believe are rhododendron. These Delaware Valley Whites. Is that right? Delaware Valley White. Okay. So I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to say place. And I'm going to drop those symbols in. So 1, 2, 3, 3. And I think I got those. Is that all those? Yes. All right, so now I'm going to worry about the ground covers. And the ground covers are going to be defined by a polygon or a polyline that we create. We're getting ready to create. It doesn't really matter what layer it's on, because it's going to change it automatically once we click on it and identify it. So I'm going to hit PL, and I'm going to turn off my OSnap for now. And I'm just going to trace this. And you can do it kind of with straight lines if you wanted to, because we're going to use the our revision cloud and turn it into a revision cloud. So I'm gonna come here. Well, actually, we don't even need to do that, I guess, really, because it's almost. I'll show you how. But let's do that still. So we'll go here, go here, go here, go here, 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 here. Come down this section, and it looks like what's happening is they're trying to create this arc that continues. So make A for arc, and I'm going to try my best to try to replicate that. Come up here. Just keep that going. And then I'm just going to seal for close it. Okay. So I kind of have this shape, and we push this little hump down. Like this. We're going to make it. So now I'm going to have that. I'm just going to turn it into a rev cloud. Just so we can replicate that. And then 2, I'm going to make mine 1. I'm going to hit A for arc length rather, and then just make it, let's make it 2. And then I'm going to say O for object, and I'm going to click that and turn it into a rev cloud. Okay, so we kind of got something to do. Maybe it's a little bit big, but it's all right. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to turn it into a ground cover. So I'm going to go to ground cover, and it's already set to this Larabi, and I'm going to place it. And when I say place, it's going to ask me to draw, or it's going to default to select. I'm going to select this outline, and it's going to drop that that hatch in for me, which is spectacular. Plus, it takes that outline and puts it on a no print layer, so which is really nice. So we got that done. Okay. So at this point, I am going to save. Should be saving this. Okay. So now, what I'm going to look at is we have kind of our plants put in. I'm going to look at labeling these plants. So I'm going to go into the planting and go into your planting settings. And you got to make sure that you set up a style or it won't work. So make sure your plant label, I'm doing this quantity, should be already specified, but I'm doing this quantity gen spec as my as my call out. I'm going to say okay. Just cancel that actually. I have my ledge set to 0.35 in the arrow style. We're going to do this in labels placed within a viewport. We're going to work in a model space, so I'm not going to do that. So that works. Yeah. Then I'm going to say okay. So then I'm going to go to my labels, and there's different label styles. What I want to do is I was taught to always use connecting line, so that's what I like to use. So I'm going to do connecting line. So it asks me to grab my first plant. I'm going to grab it, set the second plant, and it's going to automatically draw a little line there with the plant for me, which is really cool. Oops. On the appropriate layer. When I get the plant on the last one, I'm going to hit enter. And it's going to pull in that tag for me, which is really awesome. So I'm going to put this one here because my tags are a little bit bigger. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to grab these 1, 2, 3. Enter, and again these are it's so close yet so far away. I'll put that here for now. Then I'm going to do, those are RHs. I'm going to kind of combine those. And I'm going to just do a label and connecting line. Let's say boom, 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 and then boom, boom. Escape. Like I'm missing one. How did I do that? I'm just going to copy it over. Okay. Okay. Let's do that again. Let's do the label. I guess I'll just keep it the way they want to do it. So, skip domain, and then I'll just. What I want to do then is add, see if I can't add a, let me make it fit. Yeah, they're just doing that in quantity. How about we do that? Is that what the symbol they're using too? Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll say okay, this is just big. And then it should ask me to update, yeah. Okay. Still giving me the RHO DMV, it's big. So let me go back up here. See what this does, I'm just curious. Just curious what happens. Hopefully not crash. There we go. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that going now. I'm just gonna continue with these tags again. And it's crazy, but to move this, you have to go to your group selection, and then you want to go to, you want to select that. How do we do that? You want to go to label, and I thought it was group. Ground cover. Oh, I need to be under strobe. Maybe it's there. Yep, label modifier. I swear there's a way to do it. How do you do that? Oh, Chris. Is it? Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. See, it's right here. You go group. Polygon. First window. First one. First window. Okay, Jesus Christ. And then once you do that, you have that act of God figured out, and I can just kind of bring these things down. That was easy. Label, then I'm going to go to my connected again, and click, 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 enter, bring this bad boy down, and plug out. Okay. And if I want to move it again, just so I have it in my mind, group, click. Oh. That was weird. Go again. Select it. Huh. Like the move the label feature is a little bit of a pain, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace this again. So we can get through this. Which goes connecting. And just be mindful of my placement. Cool. I'm gonna keep it going and get that. Enter another place. Cool. I'm gonna do this one. There we go. I'm gonna have this one. We're gonna go. There it goes. And put that there. Save to those guys. And then 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5. Put that here. It's 5 of those. And then we have 3 of these. That's right. Actually, what I'm gonna do is delete that. Let me do this again. Let me go this way. And just kind of drop it in here. Okay. And is it all of them? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 4. And I'll cross. There. Okay. Now I need to move these things. So let me make this thing move. This is single. Oops. We'll put this up here like that. I'm not crossing, and then I'm gonna hope I'm gonna. So it's very weird, does it? Huh. It's the only thing I don't like. I don't like it. That does that. Okay, that's not horrible though. So I can just move them like that. It's still not optimal. Should move together. And I'll reposition. And then I'll reposition. And so it's a little cleaner. Same thing with this. Oops. Position it here. And just click it there. This I'll just move as well. Oops. I'm just gonna move that over. So that one's at least responding halfway decent. Okay. And maybe I just move this one to the side too, so it's out of the way. Boom. Okay. I'm just keeping those plants on right now as a reference too. I'm gonna actually turn those plants off for me. And then I have one more tag, which is this a label. Oops, I'm just gonna do a single. A label that is, and just come off that, and looks like I should be good right there. Okay. So we can also modify these text styles. So if I can go to annotate and go to my my text styles, I can manage my text styles. So for instance, the call, I want those to just everything to be Arial, so it's consistent. I'm gonna say apply, close. Those would be a little bit better. And also, okay, that's what I have. That's nice. Maybe I can modify that a little bit better. It's doing automatic scaling, so I can't modify that there. So I'll just leave that fly. I'm sure we'll come across that again and fix that, but that's fine for this, for me. PL7, I have 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. Why are you counting 8? PL2, 8. Uh-oh, make me not trust you. Let's see, maybe I clicked twice, I think. Alright, so let me go here. So I guess if you click twice, it's not, you gotta be careful with that. So planting, let me go again, I'm glad I caught that. Let me do the same thing again, connecting line, glad you saw it. Here, 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 3, 4, 5, this is a 6 and this is 7, and then we'll come up here and there we go. Okay. Right. Cool. So I'll save this. Now what I need to do is import some details. Make sure I'm recording. Okay. What I need to do is import some details into the library. So I'm going to close down the planning manager because we kind of got this part cool. I'm going to go back into my project manager, not the plants, and I'm going to go into details. It'll pop up my details folder. Now I can, again, you should have these things already here, which is awesome. And what we want to do, these are actually not an L6.2. Let me delete that. Okay. If you need to get a new one, if you need to see these, you can go new, and there's tons of details that they have. So they have details for standard details, and they have their detail library as well, which I pulled these from. So I went to standard details. They have landscape edging, ground covers, all these different types. You can go through irrigation, earthwork, construction, concrete. So you can pull these and you can modify them. You can also add to them. So eventually, you would come up with your own standards and make them as you kind of move along and progress in your career. So again, for this, I've already selected these. If you don't see those, you can go to standard details, and tree planting is one of them, and just kind of navigate and find the ones that I've selected. And what we're going to do is we'll end up adding those into our sheet. So right now, PL7. Okay, let's go into our sheet and see what we have. And I'm going to turn off this. I'm going to go to IM and turn off the X reference so we can kind of just see clearly what's going on. Also, I'm going to go ahead and turn off those trees that were existing and these other guys because they're moved. Okay, cool. And also those tags that were there for the old tags. Okay, I just want to express the plantings that I'm going to put in for this exercise. There you go. It looks pretty good to me. Let's make sure it's legible. Looks really good, really clear. That one's a little suspect, but you can still read it. That's fine. All right. So now I want to add a schedule to this. So actually, before I do my details, let me go back to my planting. So I'm going to go back to my FX site, or admin rather, project manager. Planting. And what I want to do is place a schedule. So I'm going to say place schedule. And I am going to create a drawing. Yeah, I'm not even doing that quantity. So for this, I'm going to take off the details. Quantity, size, spacing. Okay, quantity, spacing. Okay. And then we'll say, okay. Let's see how big this thing is going to be. I'm going to specify it and drop it in. And this is where you will see it automatically created for you to show you what you have in your drawing. So that's pretty awesome. And it's just a little bit big. So I have a remarks section. I'm not sure how to do this without going back and running the schedule again, but I don't want remarks in this either. So I'm going to get rid of remarks as well. And that's fine. Just want to make it a little bit smaller. And I'll go over here. There you go, so it fits in. Also, I want to go back to I just want to keep my text the same, so I'm going to go back to my annotate and manage my text styles, and it's giving me this Georgia. I just want to keep everything Arial. And just make everything Arial and apply that. Oh, and then in here as well, I need to go back and manage those text and schedule text is this Flux Architect, which is popular, but I want everything to be consistent. So this Arial, and then apply and close. Okay, better. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to adjust my notes to kind of line up with that. Cool. Boom, that looks good to me. So that's going to be the first part of this, where we have the information, just the general plant notes here, and then our plant schedule generated. Cool. I'm going to go over here too, and your name should be populated already, the project name, and I'm going to populate this annotated data, this attribute editor stuff. So I'm going to go the 03-22- and drawn by, it's going to be WCH, and reviewed by, and then we'll say okay. Boom, boom, and then I'll control save. That'll be our first piece. So now I want to do our planning details. So I have our planning details here. I do need to update this information. So instead of calling it planting sheet, I'm actually going to call it planting details. And say okay. And then my drawn by is going to be WCH Review by cancel. Okay. Oh, my date says 03-22-22. So, okay. Cool. I don't need a north arrow or any of that stuff. So what I'm going to do now is actually put in my details. So we've loaded these details. I'm going to go back to my detail. Oh, cancel. Not that one. Not in Plant Manager. Go here. Fix it. I was right. Project Manager. I'm going to go into details. So I put these details in. So I'm going to do this first one, and I am going to place it. It's going to be detail number 1. That's fine. And I am on L6.2, so that should be okay. It's going to drop it in, and you're going to see it's going to give you all that information, and it's just done. And you can preview these, of course, before, so I looked at these, but it gives you a way of quickly dropping in some details, and firms typically do this. Doesn't mean you don't need to know what's going on, and hopefully you'll be 3D modeling these details so you can actually understand and see, but you need to be able to modify and create these as well. But just wanted to show you how this works. The next one is going to be the ground cover, so I'm going to place, and it's going to be 2. Just put it here. Okay. And then I have my tree protection place. And it's going to be here. And what I want to do too is just move this down a smidgen. I'll turn on my grid for a second. Oh, there's no grid on this one. And I'm moving it over 0.25. And then 1, 2, 3, and then the last one's going to be the shrub planting I'm going to place. And then just kind of move this down 0.25. Holding that, and then 0.25. Whoa, that was weird. How about I use old-fashioned ortho? 0.25, there you go. Alright, so there goes my details. Now, what I'm going to do is, just for the ease of the person reading, I'm just going to shift these over. It does look a little funny to me when I've done this, but I'm going to shift those over just so that we can kind of see them. Because we would staple this way and open it. I just want somebody to be able to see it. If that bothers you and looks really crazy, I'm not going to be mad if you don't move it, but maybe over here. Just a little something, something. Okay. That's correct. Boom, plant details. Boom. So now I'm going to just REA, and then I'm going to make sure page edit manager, see what it looks like when my appropriate plot styles on. So display plot styles, and we'll say okay. Close. That looks good to me. REA. Hey. Okay. So now it's time to print these pieces. So I am going to Control P and kick this out, and this is going to be my desktop. That sounds good to me. Save. That's the first sheet. I'll kick out. And then I'll do number 2 here. And these PDFs are what you'll submit. And so then when I go here, there goes the first one, and there goes my second one that we can look at. All right. If you, there's another one over here. Cool. So if you have any questions, please let me know.